What is up, everybody? Welcome to your Sunday video. Now we're going to do the top 5 tips of the month. Now it's going to be a very, if I can speak properly, very interesting month with new Endgame content launched and being launched. So that's something that we're going to be highlighting in this. Going to kick right off with grinding resources and items for Endgame content. That's probably the main thing. You know, there's going to be a lot of people wanting to do content, start off the year, start fresh, go and get out there and get stuff done. And whether or not you're doing different things for different reasons, if you're doing arena, then go and grab boosts. You can get some really kind of cool boosts from getting solo events done. Solo events are some key things to go and do. And I think Kabam buffed these quite recently, especially because I'm getting loads of solo supreme solo crystals. Yeah, I'm just getting loads of kind of shards for it because I'm doing those solo events, and every time you kind of get like 10 of these. I do the supreme ones because you do get boost for arena, which I'm not doing a huge amount of at the moment, but you know, just adding these in, especially for a collection standpoint, means that I can own them and then get stuff done quicker, so get to milestones quicker, because I'm more of a milestone grinder, I'm more of a unit grinder in arena. I'm sure a lot of other people are the same. But those are some like key things to go and do that. Grab boosts, do arena, go grinding, get milestones quicker. That's how you do it. Right, you can do lower ones to get things like 4-star ones, but I normally do the more kind of supreme ones, solo supreme ones. Second thing is revives, health potions, and things like that. Now, 22-hour events are normally the best things to do. You can see at the moment I've still got more to do with level up. I've still got to decide about ranking up some champions, so I'm making that decision. But I will be leveling up a champion and making sure I get to the 5th milestone. But 4 milestones in, you can really get some good stuff. That's where you get your revive at the 3rd milestone. On the 4th milestone, you get a health potion and you get units. Very, very handy because you want to be starting to stash those and thinking about what you're doing. The EOP acceptance will be launched on the 18th of January, so you might be wanting to look at adding in a 21-day caveat as to when you go and grind into it. Do bear in mind, if you're non-spending a Marvel Contest of Champions, you'll have 21 days before an item expires in your stash. I mean, a good example is what we're going to get on screen right now with my stash, in that I should have planned better with my resource management, although I am using stuff. Actually, no, I'm fine. I've only got one revive that's going to tick over, and I've got 10 days, and then I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 revives that all have a 10 to 13 day extra with it, so it's not too bad with it. And do make sure to claim, because again, these are important. The same thing with stash management is very, very important as well. So grab those resources, grab those items. You can go into lower content to grab stuff, whether or not you're at a certain point in the game where you can auto fight through Realm of Legends to get level 3 health potions, if you so choose, personal preference, or doing some lower content like repeating back some back issues and classic variants in order to get stuff like revives, which do appear regularly. However, though, some of the best places can be in lower content in certain places. For me, it does vary. For a lot of players, it varies as well, whether or not this is going to be Act 3.2.6, which a lot of players go to, or it's going to be Act 2.5. It does depend which one is going to be the best for repeating. You'll have your own place. You go and repeat back and get revives and health potions and full energy refills as well. The second tip is persistent champions. It's weird that I'm making this a tip to try and avoid or kind of look very carefully as to what's happening with these broken champions. But persistent based champions are slightly broken at the moment. Not all of them. It's a select few champions that have been affected. If you've been keeping up to date with my coverage on the MCN, you'll know that certain champions like Human Torch are affected by this particular problem, which is an issue if you're using specific champions for specific reasons. Like for me, I will use in Grandmaster Gauntlet Apocalypse because he has got a lot of different types of immunities and also interaction with taking down evade-based champions. But these particular champions are currently broken at the point of recording this video, which is the 13th of January, Friday the 13th. Yes, they're indeed kind of noted to be bugged. And the reason we make this as a tip is to say that, look, if you are looking to use these champions specific types of reasons, for example, I'm looking to use 1 or 2 of these in incursions, and I'm looking to use 1 or 2 of these in the Grandmaster Gauntlet. So it's all important as to like how I plan around these particular champions and holding off on content. So you may want to wait until you hear word that they've been fixed, which at the moment, when this video has been recorded 13th of Jan, and I don't know by the time this video is out that we've had a fix, I want to go with no. I'm going to inspect on this over the weekend and as well kind of make an announcement on MCN on Monday whether or not it's a case this has been fixed. But yeah, make sure to be wary about using these champions. Tip number 3 is all about those 6-star shards. Really important if you're like myself and you're saving up, as many non-spending free-to-play players are at the moment. You want to get some of the meta champions, or you want to get some of the new champions, and the only way to do that is through 6-star featured. So acquiring those 6-star shards is going to be very important for you. Where you go for those will largely depend on where you're at in the game, and it could be a case that you're like myself going like, okay, well, I need to get 6-star shards quickly. I personally want to get up to 300k. Is it possible in a short space of time? Possibly, and I'm working towards that, especially when you look at, you get a load of free crystals from the Mojo's Choice. You also get a load of shards that you can get in certain stores. Now I do need to do a lot of battlegrounds grinding ASAP Rocky, in particular when it comes to kind of like buying some of the 6-star shards, and that's what I'm going to be doing, is buying a lot more with some more of the trophy tokens, which I've got to get grinding in order to do that. But as sadly, there's always lots of things to do in game. It's just having the time and having the energy, because you need not the energy, physical energy, but the energy in game, which I've got 57 now. I need to be doing Thronebreaker difficulty. That gives 6-star shards too. Always a very tricky one, isn't it, as to like where you go with stuff. But Battlegrounds does give some decent solo events in order to go and grind, so you can get some 6-star shards from that. There's also a few other areas to do that, to get more 6-star shards, like incursions. Incursions can be a great thing. Also, we do have Eternity of Pain and the Grandmaster Gauntlet, but do bear in mind, until those champions are fixed, you may want to hold off into doing that. But there is a great amount of 6-star shards you can get from different areas depending on what you do. In particular when it comes to incursions, because in incursions you can get upwards of 2 rotations. So at the moment you can go and do incursions and get a load of 6-star shards, whether or not you are doing sectors 7, 8 and 9. In sector 7, 8 and 9, depending on how far you go, you can get a nice amount of 6-star shards. You can get 5,000 from doing sector 7, 7,500 from sector 8, and upwards of up to 10,000 6-star shards if you do the sector 9. Now, that's not going to be for everybody. There will be some people that won't be able to get that far, but there is a good chance that you will get upwards and 2. Let's say you'll be able to get, if you do grind now, and also when the reset, by the way, if you didn't know already, there's going to be a reset of the incursion milestones, the top zone bonus, on the 9th of February, which is 2 days after the featured crystal goes live. So you could get more than 2 6-star features worth of, so basically like 30k plus 6-star shards available. So it does give you options of availability of where to get those lovely 6-star shards to get some of those 6-star features and have a blast. Tip number 4 is all about scrap. Now you might be like me going like, well, I think I got bored over the Christmas holidays and kind of did everything that I needed to do. But, I went into the workshop and grabbed a load of the crystals to have a bit of a blast with it. But now it comes to a point of, well, I've got 750k scrap and I'm like, well, I don't really know what I want to do with this. So I think I don't want to go into the workshop. I'm kind of a bit bored repeating it. I could do if I wanted to. I really could. But then you have to make decisions about what you want to get. Now, there is a store coming. Again, you might be kind of wondering, when is this actual store coming in? Well, the store is going to be coming in towards the end part of January. It is still timeline to be closer to the end of the month, which might be the last week of the month, which could indeed put it to either the 30th, 31st of January, which is a little bit long time from now, or it could be the last week, which is the 23rd to the 27th. It could be around those, quite possibly. It does give you an idea of like what to expect. I mean, for me, I could just go, right, well, I want to get 6-star shards, which is I've got 750,000 divided by 50,000, which is 15 runs. 15 times 500 is 7,500 6-star shards. It's easy calculations, you can do that. But yeah, that will be something that we'll be looking forward to. The scrap store. So if you still get your scrap, don't worry, you don't have to go into the workshop just yet. You could wait until it arrives. So that's more 6-star shards from the previous tip. Lots of things happening, of course. And the final top tip of the month is all about the objectives. Now, I was thinking to myself, well, what is important about these objectives? If you saw my video, sometimes, you know, getting interrupted whilst trying to concentrate on something in MCOC, it happens, you know, that's life, you know. I don't have any kids. I'm sure when I got kids and I'm trying to play MCOC and concentrate, I won't get that level of concentration to kind of play the game. But that's part and parcel of life. The same thing like, you know, when a boiler breaks down in our house, that we have to kind of like, you know, stress about that and think about it. It's called adulting, people. But in any case, focusing on objectives this particular month, there's a little bit of a challenge. I'm actually up for a little bit of a challenge in that you've got to play perfectly, or you've got to make sure you get the one-shot solo, because otherwise you have to repeat the quest. And that's sad times, especially when, you know, one mistake. What happens if you only got one chance? It's just like Eminem in it. But here's the thing, with these particular objectives, when it comes to the corporate class, this is where the challenge comes in. And it's the solo showdown. Sorry, the solo showdown is when the challenge comes in. In that you have to, in one try, defeat the end boss. And how you choose to do that is again going to be down to a personal preference. For me, looking at this, I think I approached it in a way that I went the full class route, or I think I go the other way with it. In any case, you've got to make it perfect. I would go with the full class in one particular team. Test out the notes, test out how the champion is moving, which was Hercules. And, you know, if it feels like the champion's a bit, you know, funky, then you might want to do a non-class specific option, which could see you using certain champions that have indestructibility, have counters, have survivability. So you could go down the route of certain ones like Hercules. I forgot to put this on here with his immortality and his indestructibility. King Groot, because he's got survivability, regen and stuff. Nick Fury, because he's got that second phase. Hulkling, because he's got indestructibility. Killmonger with Void. Lots of different options there that can lead you to have more of a tankier and stockier approach to it. And the thing with that is like, yes, okay, playing perfectly. If you can play perfectly, thumbs up, well done. But if you want to be really kind of like sure that you're going to make it, not be hit by lag, input issues and stuff, you need that boundary, not boundary, you need that I can't remember what the word was. You need that insurance, essentially, whatever it is. In any case, that's the final tip. I'm tired now. I'm gonna end this video. There's been my 5 top tips of the month. I hope you enjoyed this video, and yeah, information in the description down below about what I've mentioned. Check out some other content located on screen, and I'll see you very soon. Much love and goodbye.